At about 10 p.m. on the 30th of September, the Philippines was jolted by a 6.9 magnitude earthquake. It struck just offshore Cebu Island, and what followed was walls crumbling, houses collapsing, and ancient churches being destroyed. This was the deadliest earthquake in over a decade, where at least 72 people have lost their lives and hundreds of more injured. And if things couldn't get worse, a typhoon is approaching, as if nature wasn't done yet. The quake itself struck at a depth of around 10 kilometers, so rather shallow, which explains why it was so deadly. Cebu Island is known for its crowded coastal towns, which made it particularly dangerous. In the days following, thousands of aftershocks, some reaching 4 to 5 magnitude, struck the region, causing more problems. The ground refused to stay still. But in the Philippines, tragedy often comes with tragic familiarity. Because these kind of earthquakes, well, they're not rare. Natural disasters are woven into the history of Philippines, mostly because of where they're located in this really unusual tectonic region. Well, earthquakes occur where the ground moves, and this is usually at plate boundaries. The Earth is made of tectonic plates, and when these tectonic plates grind against each other, they release tremendous amounts of energy. The Philippines lies at a crossroads of disaster. It's perched on the boundary between the Philippine Sea Plate and the Eurasian Plate, in this bizarre, crunchy mess known as the Philippine Mobile Belt. It's a geologically active corridor of microplate subduction and strike-slip faults, many of which we've not fully mapped yet. To the east, the Philippine Sea Plate subducts beneath the archipelago along the Philippine Trench. And to the west, we have the Sunda Plate, which is also pushing eastwards, which causes this crumple zone, which is the Mobile Belt. It's why this is one of the most complex geological areas on the planet. Running the entire length of the Philippines, we have the Philippine Fault Zone. It's about 1,200 kilometers in length. And this fault zone accommodates much of the strain from the two plates that are colliding into each other. And it's because of this internal strain that we often get large natural disasters in this area. We had the Luzon earthquake in 1990, the Moro Gulf tsunami in 1976. Both of these were big disasters and they caused lots of damage, just showing you how significant this fault zone is. Now, it's very difficult for us to track where we think earthquakes will happen next, because we just don't have enough data in real time. And quite frankly, we may never be able to predict earthquakes. There are just too many variables. But one thing we do know is the Philippine Mobile Belt is far from quiet, and it's just a matter of time before we have the next magnitude 7 earthquake.